Legacy is built on consistency. Legacy is built on consistency. Look, let's read it one more time, verses 5 and 6. I need you to get this. The Bible says, he decreed statutes for Jacob and established the law in Israel, which he commanded our ancestors to teach their children. So the next generation would know them, even the children yet to be born, and they in turn would tell their children. I need you to notice something. God is not suggesting, he's commanding them to teach their children. He's not saying, man, hey, you know what, I think maybe you should do this, or you know what, if you feel like, no, God's saying teach. He's commanding them to teach. It's not a suggestion. It's not of, hey, man, here's my opinion. No, God is saying you need to teach the next generation so that they can go and teach it. And the ones that are not born, he says, that they would also begin to trust in God as well. This right here, church, is a calling of discipleship. Discipleship is this. It is your life. It's not just, here's what you're passing on. You're not just passing on the words that you say. It is the life you live. You're passing on your habits. You're passing on your choices. You're passing on the decisions you make, the good and the bad. You are passing on something, and that is how you are teaching the next generation. Because yes, it's good to teach them something, information, that's good. But more than anything, the greatest thing that they're going to get is your life. Because your life will tell a better story than even I can tell from the stage. Why? Because the people close to you are with you more than I am. I'm only with you a couple of hours a week. The people close to you are with you 24/7. They're watching, they're looking, they're hearing. And if you have little kids, I should know because they repeat things that you say. Ever been embarrassed when your kids say something that you're like, oh my gosh, why did I say that? Or they say something to someone you talked about and you're like, trágame tierra now. God, the rapture, come now. Take me now. Because they're watching. They're watching. All the young people, 412 Nova, young adults, the people around you, they're watching. You don't got to be a parent to have a testimony. They're watching. Whether you think they are or not, or whether you think they don't really care what I do, people do care because when hard times come, they have something to say. When things happen, they got something to say. He's saying, teach them. He's commanding them to teach them. So our job, church, is to model. Our job as men is to model. What does it look like to pray? What does it look like to read the Bible? What does it look like? It is our job to model. It is not my job because I'm not the father of your children. You are. My job, you come here and I'm grateful that your kids come here, but at the end of the day, the pastor of your home is you. You're the priest of your home. The Bible does call men as priests of the home. So how do we leave a legacy with consistency? Our life has to be consistent in what we model. I got to be consistent. I can't just say, yeah, man, we got to pray. Do you pray? Yeah, man, people should read the Bible. Do you read the Bible yourself? Man, they shouldn't be making those decisions. Do you make the right decisions? Before I ever go and talk about someone else, am I modeling it myself? This sermon is not just for you, this is for me. Am I modeling the very thing I'm preaching? Because if I'm not, then I need to submit myself to God and do it again. The Bible says this in Joshua. I want you to see an example here. Joshua chapter 4, 1 through 9. It says this. It says, when the whole nation had finished crossing the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua, choose 12 men from among the people, one from each tribe, and tell them to take up 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, from right where the priests are standing, and carry them over with you and put them down at the place where you stay tonight. So So Joshua called together the 12 men he had appointed from the Israelites, one from each tribe, and said to them, go over before the ark of the Lord your God in the middle of the Jordan. Each of you is to take up a stone on his shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of the Israelites, to serve as a sign among you. In the future, when your children ask you, what do these stones mean? Tell them that the flow of the Jordan was cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. When it crossed the Jordan, the waters of the Jordan were cut off. These stones are to be a memorial to the people of Israel forever. So the Israelites did as Joshua commanded them. They took 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, according to the number of the tribes of the Israelites, as the Lord had told Joshua. And they carried them over with them to their camp, where they put them down. Joshua set up the 12 stones that had been in the middle of the Jordan at the spot where the priest who would carry the Ark of the Covenant had stood. And they are there to this day. This is an example of what I'm talking about. See, because the writer of Psalms says you need to teach them. You need to tell the story. And Joshua is also telling them this, is that you don't just walk through miracles, you mark them. That means that, here's what he's saying, you build a legacy by leaving something for them to remember. Your scars, your victories and defeats are all stone that you are building so that your kids can remember everything that God did. Your scars are an example of God having grace over your life, and you are now standing in his presence. And your kids are knowing, you know what? My parents are before God. Scars and everything. Battle scars, but you know what? They're still standing. Still standing. All of that are building blocks. You are building stones of remembrance. It's not just about your tombstone that when you die, they can come and see it. No. You are building stones. You are building a consistent legacy. Your stones may go all the way to the very top of the things that you've accomplished, the things that you have done for the Lord. Stories. For the Israelites, those stones were to teach a generation that when there was a flood water and they couldn't cross, by the presence of God, it split and they were able to cross into the promised land. And they left those stones there to this day. Why? So that they could remember that the same God that took care of them there will take care of them now. And that is for me and you today. The same God that was with the Israelites is with us today. The same God can make a way where there is no way in your personal life. It's the same God. Same God. The same God that took care of your parents takes care of you. Same God. How your stones look like, I don't know. You make a mark so that they could remember. Whether it's through photos, whether it's through words, whether it's through actions. May your kids always have something to go back to so they can remember, man, if God was with them, he'll be with us. With us. But it is a consistency that you need. Many of us were consistent in many things, whether you are consistent in education, you are consistent at your job, you are consistent in, working out, you're consistent in eating like me, you're consistent. May we also be consistent with the Lord. Because all those other things that we're consistent with, they're going to pass away. But our soul and our spirit go with the Lord forever. And that is the most important. The most important thing you can give your children is not your love. Yes, that is important, but it's not just your love. It is God. It is the Lord. That they would grow up in the presence of God. That they would grow up with a hunger for the Lord. That they would be passionate about God. They would never be passive about God. They don't all have to be preachers. They could be doctors, nurses, business people, cops, whatever. But they can be those things, but be filled with the Spirit of God. Be Spirit-filled teachers and coaches.